And so you will still need 3 yes votes. So just have to let you know, it's up to you if you want to go ahead with it today or if you want to put it off for a month. Because obviously it's a little bit riskier. Yeah, okay, just want to let you know. So it's your choice. So do you want to go ahead with it or do you want to put it off for a month?
Yeah, we can go ahead with it.
Okay. All right, then we'll get started. So today is, well, this is a meeting of the Town of Webster Zoning Board of Adjustment. It is August 10th, 2021. And we'll start by having the secretary take attendance. Remember who we are?
I know who you are, and I can make notes. I don't have an attendance sheet.
Oh,
Do you have it by any chance? Did it get included with yours?
No, I didn't know I had to have an attendance sheet.
Ah, that's why it's missing.
That's why it's missing. Many other boards do that.
Oh, well, oh, that's right, that's right. Well, you know what, on the back of the minutes that I'm marking up anyway, we'll just do it.
All right.
all right.
I can do that. Okay,
You know who everybody is?
I
right?
do, but I think for the record, I have to like do this, right?
Yeah,
Marty Bender,
I am present.
Guy Rochelle,
Present.
Barbara Corliss,
Present.
Jay Bo, present. Bobby Drown, absent.
Absent.
Dee Blake,
Is absent.
absent. The attendance is taken, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So then let's start by having you read today's application.
This is the worst part of
That's why I gave it to you.
my job. Okay, this application is for a variance special exception on appeal from administrative decision. Benjamin Smith, 1487 Battle Street, Webster, is asking for special exception to open a home business, a small engine repair. This is found in Article 5, Section 2 of the town ordinance. And the notice was posted at the town hall, online, in the Concord Monitor.
Correct.
Hi, Nicholas.
Nice work.
Okay, so let me tell you our procedure,
Okay.
okay? We start by having you tell us exactly what it is that you want to do. And we will interrupt you at all times with questions. Then we'll hear from anybody who wishes to speak in favor of your application. We'll then listen to anybody who wants to speak in opposition to it. There'll be a chance for you to do rebuttal, and of course, rebuttal for the opposition.
Okay.
We then close the hearing, we open up the discussion by the board, and the board will almost always make its decision tonight. And if you or the opposition is unhappy with our decision, you have a chance to appeal it to us. You have to state your reasons why you think we did something wrong, or they do. We have 30 days in which to decide on our rehearing. After that, you then have 30 days in which to file with the Superior Court. So go ahead.
Okay. Benjamin Smith, I live at 1487 Battle Street. The reason I'm here tonight is I put in an application. I am looking to start a small engine business.
Sit.
Oh, sorry.
So the camera can see
Oh.
you.
I have a 30 by 30 building already existing on the property. Most of my repairs will be done. I'll be picking the equipment up, bringing it up to the building, repairing it, and then delivering it back. So there won't be traffic in and out. It's going to consist of lawn mowers, snow blowers, chainsaws. I'm looking to try to do it more on a full-time basis. versus just a hobby. So I wanted to approach the town and go about it, excuse me, the correct way and not get in trouble further down the line. Other than that, I mean, it's pretty.
Okay, well, first thing I noticed, and I should have contacted you immediately as soon as I had looked at this, but your map, such as it is, doesn't give us any distances.
Okay.
on it. So, can you fill in some of the distances? on
Yep.
it?
So are you talking building to building, or what are you looking for?
Well, there should have been, all of these things should have had some
Building to
distances.
lot line,
In other
septic
words,
systems.
the size of the buildings, and the
Okay.
distances from the driveway, anyway, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
So what I have there, the 30 by 30 barn, that would be the building where I'd be working out of. It's approximately 15 feet to the garage attached to the house. The driveway actually abuts all the buildings. The pavement goes right to them. It's approximately 150 feet from the stone wall, which is the lot line heading back this way towards town. And then it would be close to 450 feet from the adjacent neighbor heading towards Salisbury. The septic is out behind the house. From the corner of the 30 by 30 barn would approximately, it's about 40 feet. The well is across from the house in the front yard, and that would be about 25 feet.
25 feet from,
From the house itself.
Between the house and the road?
No, the house and the other side of the driveway.
Other side of the driveway.
Okay. How
Um,
far is it from the road and how far is it from the house? The well?
so the well's about 25 feet from the house,
Okay.
and then from the road, it's probably 60 feet, 70 feet from there.
from Battle Street to the house,
Correct.
The well.
To the well?
To the well.
to the well?
Yep.
Okay. And how
Um,
far is it from Battle Street to the house?
From Battle Street to the house is, I didn't actually measure it, it's probably about 60 feet, I would say, 65 feet, from the front corner of the house. The house itself is, about 50 feet long, all said and done.
And how far is it from from the road to the barn?
So that would be another 15 on that, so about 90 feet probably.
How wide's your driveway and is it paved?
It's paved and it's 12 feet wide. And then as you get up towards the barn, what I drew there, the pavement actually goes out and it's probably about a 30 by 30 square up there in front of the barn, just beyond the house.
And that's all paved?
That's all pavement, yep.
Okay, I got confused with the septic. You said behind the house.
Yep.
How far behind the house?
So it comes out of the house and it's probably about 20 feet from the back wall of the house.
Okay, 20 feet. And then how far is your back lot line?
That
From
back
here
lot
to
line
here.
would be about 450 feet.
No, I don't mean this way. I mean, how far from the house to your lot line?
450 feet.
450 feet?
Yeah, I've got
from-
almost 600 feet of road frontage there.
Okay, so 400 feet to lot line, this is to lot line,
That's about 150 there.
150 feet.
Yep.
Okay, to the back, how far behind your buildings does the lot line go?
Well, it's 25 acres, it's a long ways.
Okay, so
Um,
it's
it's a long ways.
fine. Okay. And I got a little confused with the dimensions between the house and the road. You said 60 to 70 feet, but you also said 60 to 70 feet from the well, which was across from the house, from the road.
So I'm going off of the corner here, down is about 60, and then the well's probably about 75.
Okay, so we'll say 75 here.
Because that's more centered of the house, straight across.
The well is about center?
Yep.
Okay. Dimensions of the house?
Which part?
Uh,
So the main part of the house is 20 by 20,
Okay,
and then they did an addition in 2005, and that is 16 by 30.
16 by 30.
And then there's a 20 by 24 attached garage.
Plus 20 by 24.
It's 20 feet wide, 24 feet deep. the garage.
And it's still between the road and the side of the house, 60 feet.
Yep.
More or less.
Yep. I got it.
So is there 15 feet between the barn and the house?
That's about all that there's there, yep.
What's the siding on the house?
Clapboard,
Fiberboard?
Yep.
Is there concrete on the barn floor?
yes.
What are you gonna do about oil storage and fuel storage?
So all of my, oil and gas go up to, Emmett Bean as soon
Yeah.
as I get a, jug full for his waste oil furnace.
How big is your jug gonna be?
I only collected a gallon at a time. A snow blower holds a half a quart, a lawnmower is a quart and a quarter. So I take a gallon jug and, like twice a week, I take my oil up to him and he dumps it in his waste oil furnace. So there'll never be actual storage of big amounts of oil or gas there.
Well, you're gonna have new oil and then you're gonna have some old oil.
Yep, so new oil, I go up and buy it all at Tractor Supply as I need it. And then I do have a flammable cabinet with my, normal spray paints like any household would have. That is in the building. But as far as storage of big amounts of oil, that will not be kept there.
What about fire suppression and smoke detectors, and, because you are a little close to the house?
Yep, so the house is wired with wireless smoke detectors through the whole thing. And then I have a fire extinguisher in my kitchen. In the room in between the main part of the house and the attached garage, there's a fire extinguisher in that garage. And then I have one on each wall in the barn itself.
Do you have water in the barn?
I do not, nope.
I'm just a little concerned about fire safety in a building that's gonna have oil and gas and dirty rags, and dirty rag in a trash can ignite in just a few hours.
Mhm.
Do you have buckets that have, metal buckets that have lids on them? that you
So
can-
right now, with my rags, I do have one metal bucket that I'll put them in if I do anything with
Do you
gas.
belong to the fire department?
I'm captain here in town.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
Well, I mean, I didn't know that, so I needed to ask.
Yep, no, I'm a captain, I'm third in command of the department here in
Okay,
town.
so you know a little bit about
Yeah.
Yep, I'm,
problems with fire. Sorry for being.
no, ask all the questions you want, no, it's all good.
It's very important, especially if you have a business and you're only 15 feet from Mars situation there.
Yep.
And I don't mean to be rude.
No, ask all the questions. So, any rags I use for gasoline do go in a metal pail. Oil, I use Speedy Dry. It's very rare that anything spills doing an oil change on a lawn tractor. I mean, things do happen, but it's a small amount and usually can catch it really quick with some Speedy Dry and then sweep it up and, yeah.
Okay.
Now you know the connection between him and
Yeah, no, that's great. I've got a few more questions, but I'm gonna take a breath and let someone else speak for a moment.
I actually have a question for the chair. The proposed business may not occupy more than 25% of the gross floor area in the dwelling. And this is completely separate. Is this an irrelevant point of our law? It must be carried out entirely within the principal dwelling structure.
This is, because this is in the barn.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't think it's relevant.
Okay. You don't have any co-owners or helpers
I
or?
do not, and there won't be any. This will be strictly my own business. Yep.
Okay.
So even if this becomes your full-time business, it'll still be only you.
It'll only be me, yep, because actually,
I think there's a partner right next to you there.
well, she doesn't come out too often and turn wrenches, so,
Well,
it's kind
it might be on
of,
the deed of the property.
she is on the deed with me. It's one of those things where, you take enough work and then you get that done and then accept more. I don't, I'm not looking for a big storefront or anything like that, just something to make ends meet with, so.
Is there any consideration to sell equipment? Like people might bring you something to fix and then put it out in front of the house to sell it?
No, so I won't put anything out in front. Every now and then, if I get something on my own and I want to sell, I use like the Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something. But as far as ever trying to get an account with, let's say, like Husqvarna or Steel or something, that's not my plans. If I was to ever get that big, I'll probably look for a commercial piece of property somewhere where there's a lot of traffic and a busy area down southern area and try to put up something then. So it's kind of been a dream for a few years, and everyone's been saying, well, go ahead
Just
and
don't
try
leave
it.
the fire department.
No, that's why I haven't left town. And that's why we bought the house here in town, because we were renting from Adam Mott for 5 years. I was renting for 5 years, and then her and I bought the house up there, so.
Signage.
Signage, so, I have a sign out front now, Pennies from Heaven Farm,
Yeah,
and, my plan was to just replace in kind. Same size, same dimensions on the 2 posts that are already there. And that was it for advertising in front of the house. I don't want neighbors to drive by and see neon lights going and
oh, yeah, no.
so that would be the only sign that I would want to try to put up is replace in kind. It's 3 feet long and 2 feet high. So
You mentioned earlier about picking up the work and bringing it there to do.
Yep.
Will there be customers?
so technically they are customers, but what I do is through Facebook or hopefully being able to put out a sign or actually advertise. It seems to be a lot of local people that I've talked to that would want to have the work done. So for me to drive down to Hopkinton and pick up a lawn tractor, I would rather gain a customer than, say, hey, I know you don't have a trailer, but figure out a way to get it here. So to me, that would keep the traffic down in the neighborhood, and I'm not trying to make a spectacle in the neighborhood, so just me coming in and out with my little trailer is what I plan to do.
Okay, what happens if people want to bring you their lawn tractor? I wish I'd talked to you a few days ago when I burned off a belt.
So I'm not opposed to it. I just don't want it to get busy where I have to do something to make a bigger driveway or a parking lot, or I want to keep it contained to, I try to do 90% of the pickup and delivery. And then, maybe if someone from town needed something done and said, oh no, we got a trailer, we can bring it up, then hopefully that would be okay to do.
So we can figure that you might get, like you said, maybe 10% of your customers might
Yep.
be dropping off. Okay, so we have to then put limits on the amount, on the hours.
Okay.
So, yeah, what hours would you like to put on your customers who might be coming in?
Days of the week.
So it'd be a Monday through Friday. I'm a weekend guy, I got kids, and so Monday through Friday, maybe like a normal business, 8 to 4, something like that. I'm usually in the house and in bed by 8:30 at night and getting ready for the next day. I'm not a night owl making noise, and so.
What are you gonna have for lights?
So in the barn right now, there is LED, 4-foot LED 2-bulb lights, and
About outside?
outside there's 1 floodlight that's been there since we bought the place, and that I wasn't planning on putting up any more than that.
How high are the ceilings in the barn?
Ooh, the door's 10 feet, and then they're 18 to the peak.
You don't have smoke detectors or anything like that in the barn?
I've got 2 smoke detectors in the barn, one on either end, in the upper part. It's open, so the center's open, and then there is a set of stairs in the back that go up to a landing, and then there is walkways both
You
sides.
probably know the code better than I do. Do you need heat detectors when you have a small engine business like that?
No, so technically smoke detectors and CO detectors, a combo of them. Heat detectors, sprinkler, that's more of a big commercial building side. Actually, her father is a fire inspector, so he's come over and looked at everything and told me exactly what I need to do. The insulation in the barn is fireproof, it's fire rated.
Is there any sheathing on the inside of the walls?
Not yet, no. So my plan is if this was to all go through, 5/8 sheetrock is fire rated.
Right.
So I would end up doing 5/8 sheetrock over the fire retardant insulation and then, you know, put my smoke detectors on the outside of that.
I would recommend that, just to be safe.
Yep.
The only other comment I have is there's a similar situation of what you're talking about on Corn Hill Road.
Mm-hmm.
They started out small with just 2 or 3 lawnmowers and what have you. Now it looks like a junkyard,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't wanna see that in my neighborhood, but that's just me. How are you
So,
gonna prevent that from happening?
so as far as collecting things for parts, I don't do that. All the parts I use are brand new. If you came up now, there's one lawn tractor sitting there, and that's my own that I mow the lawn with. We utilize our land, we're gonna try to do some sugaring and stuff this year. I am more of a neat freak than I am a junk collector, so that would not be an issue.
So how close is your nearest neighbor?
So, it would be coming this way towards town, and it's about 150 feet from the driveway down to them, the stone wall. And then their house is beyond that, a little ways.
I'm just wondering if you need some kind of fence to store, I mean, you may have 2, 3 pieces in the yard, or like a stockade fence behind the barn to temporarily put pieces
So,
while you were getting ready to.
I do have a lean-to off the barn. It goes out 12 feet and it's 30 feet long, and that's where I store most of my stuff, out of sight, out of mind. My own equipment, my snow blower, so there's plenty of room in there, and that's on the far side of the barn, away from the road.
Again, I got nothing against small business, and I appreciate your efforts in trying to do this on your own, but that turns my stomach every time. I used to own that house.
Didn't know.
There was nothing but flowers on the front lawn when we left, and a garden in the back. Now it looks like a junkyard.
My house?
No, not your house, that house on
Oh, Corn Hill.
Road.
Oh, I was gonna say,
I
Jesus.
misunderstood.
That house on Corn Hill, I apologize, not your house, my
Yeah.
house, on Corn Hill Road. I can tell you the exact number.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking about, and I drove by it
That's
2
actually
days
a
ago
fire
with him.
hazard. Fire.
Yep. I can promise everyone in this room that it would never look like that, because she
I can promise.
wouldn't allow it.
That, everyone. I will go out and take
We
it all to
are
them.
actually, well, I won't bring it up, another place here in
No,
town that we drive by, so,
I apologize for picking on one particular person, but that kind of thing happens more often than not, and you get so busy, and then one piles up, and the next one piles up, and I don't want to see it, but that's just me.
No, it's not just you. No, because that's why I asked
Okay.
about if you were gonna have equipment on the road.
yeah,
For
no,
people to
that's,
drive by and see and.
like I said, I use Facebook and Craigslist when I do get something I wanna sell, and I've never pushed anything down by the road, because when you drive by our house, the lawn's mowed, the weed whacker, the flowers are still growing.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
how I want it to look.
Don't
when
get me
someone
wrong,
posts it.
everybody can do it and does do it occasionally, but to have 50 pieces on the front.
Oh, yeah, no, it won't look like the one heading towards Salisbury, just over the town line on the left-hand side. If that's what you're getting at, it's
No,
not
no,
gonna
no,
happen.
and- Okay, thank you.
Wait, I have a question, Marty, of you, Marty, again, as chair and lawyer. Do these provisions run with the land or run with the owner? So if we grant what he's asking for and he sells the property, are the new owners going to be held to
The
this?
new owner will have this, but only for this. In other words, the owner doesn't get the right to, open up a Burger King.
Yeah,
Right.
but can they,
The-
park lawnmowers on the front
Well,
lawn and?
Well, that's true, yes. A new owner who wants to have an engine repair business, yes, yes.
So
A
we need,
new owner could put all his junk stuff right outside the lawn.
so we need to put it in the conclusions of facts and finding of law that says you can't do this, to
Yeah.
make sure it's written.
So can we put a sunset?
Sunset?
Yeah.
Sunset, if he leaves, it reverts back to,
No, unless, as long as somebody opened up the same business within 2 years
right.
of getting it.
I thought that was the code.
No, I truly understand that.
So
I
he
just
might
wanted
be selling
do
it to
that.
his son, in 30 years.
And he's not as neat as Ben is.
Right.
He is.
You'll bring him up right.
Yeah, oh, they're good boys. Yeah.
Okay. That's all my questions.
That's all my questions. Thank you.
Anything more from you?
Nope.
No? Okay. So, thank you. You can sit
I
down.
appreciate you guys
Right.
listening to me.
So let's hear from anybody who wishes to speak in favor of the application. Go ahead.
I'm the neighbor to the south, Bill Inman, and I have no problem the way they explained it out and the way they want to do it. There's no problem at all. Because when he mentions the one at Salisbury, that's what I wanted to make sure what was going on.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Yes.
Anything more, Bill?
No, I'm in favor of it.
Therese?
I'm Therese Larson, and we own property that ends up being across from where he lives, and I'm all in favor. My husband and I both. I think it'd be great to have a small engine repair close by in the town, and I know Ben, and I have no qualms about it whatsoever. I'm happy for them to be able to, have a home and a good little business. So we're both for it.
Okay, then, I don't see anybody here to be in opposition, so I will close the hearing and open up the discussion by the board.
I just have one little concern,
Okay?
that it doesn't end up, this was in my head too, that it doesn't end up looking like that place in Salisbury. That's the only, because I went by that every Saturday, going to congregation and thinking, what a cute place, and now it's like, so,
I gotta make a run up there and take a look at what you're describing. I just rarely go there.
it was for sale for a long time. So, and you have a beautiful property, and obviously you want to keep it that way. So I'm not supposed to be talking to you, I'm supposed to be talking to the board. He does have a beautiful property, and I know he intends to take care of that. And that was my only concern, was that there would be machines and, what do you call it, speedy dry. That, that there'd be that litter in the lawn and, floating down to the street. So I do not get the sense that that's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, but like you said, it could actually be the person he sells it to in 30 years. So let's just put a restriction in there. Right, I can see that.
I've been writing them down.
Right.
Thank you, Barbara.
I would like to require the fire safety buckets. Okay, that, if somebody walks in to inspect the property, they find them, just unknown. Signage, I'd like to keep it at the same size as the Pennies from Heaven sign. The traffic and hours, I like Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, works. To complete the sheetrock for the fire prevention before the business opens. And no outside storage. I was writing down the dimensions as we were going along, and he was talking about a lean-to in the backside here. This would be outside storage, not visible from the road. Does that sound like, that's my request to put in the approval of this?
So what did you say about the stuff in the front, on the front lawn? What did?
Nothing.
Okay,
No curbside sales.
okay.
I actually didn't write that down that way, but Well, I put no outside storage or sales, how's that?
Sure.
I'd also like to see him use, approved containers, not just plastic jugs for oil and gas and storage of, I know there won't be any large amount, but fire safe approved of flammables and oils that could contaminate as well.
Yeah, I would agree. That's it for me.
Anything more from you, Beth?
Someone's thinking of that.
I was thinking, and I looked at you and gone,
I'm sorry.
thanks.
Do that to people.
I remember, the sheet, you're talking about the sheet rock.
5/8, yeah,
And
5/8.
the insulation.
Right.
Is that something that he has to do before we approve, or something that we know he's going to do before he
He
does
has
the
to
work?
do before he opens.
Before he gets there.
Okay.
Are you writing all this down so you can make the motion?
No, that's your job. I can make the motion.
Go for it, girlfriend.
Okay,
Are you all done?
Yes.
all right, so, do we got it all together?
I think we do.
Okay.
You're talking to me.
Yes, yes, go ahead
What,
and,
can I ask a question?
sure,
On the approved containers, so as long as he's got a metal container, he puts quarts of oil in it, that's okay with you? Not having it, so he's still, the oil that you buy normally, you buy it by the quarts, it's a plastic container. You were saying a metal container. So I'm saying is, he can take the plastic quarts and put them in a metal container and he's covered.
As long as it's not a container that could get a hole in it and start leaking, it's gotta be a good solid container. Like if you have a commercial barrel of fuel, you have to have it in a
Containment.
containment.
Cement container.
Right, cement containment.
What I'm saying is,
Does he
he's
need
not,
a-
if it being a small engine,
Yeah,
it's, chances of something leaking or if it gets spilled over in a larger metal container versus quart containers, I think it's safer, and you just put the quarts in a metal container then.
I agree,
Okay, I just
I
want to
agree.
make sure.
yeah. I just don't want any pollution or oil runoff, and I don't want it ruining your well or the neighbor's well or
No,
any
understandable.
groundwater. I mean, it's a simple thing, and if you were in a commercial situation, the planning board will probably insist on some type of hazard pollution plan.
I was
Written
struggling
plan.
for the word, and I bet you probably know the word. There's the National Fire Code safety regulations call for particular types of containers. I'm struggling for the word to put it in the motion that just says you'll use them.
Yep. I mean, you can just put down fire rated containers.
Yeah, that's good that he had said that.
Fire rated, not fire safe. I'm struggling for the
Leak
word for
proof.
that. But I think you were talking earlier about, or maybe it was you, Marty, about waste rags being in a fire-safe container, not necessarily a quart of oil. I know in my garage, I have quarts of oil kind of lined up, and they're not in metal containers. If they were illegal, somebody tell me now.
No, it's not illegal.
Not illegal, I'm just trying to prevent spills
I understand where you're coming
that'll
from. Yep.
contaminate the ground.
I'm right alongside you on
And
that one.
there is special containers for waste rags, metal containers with lids,
There we go.
yeah.
Okay. Does that answer it, Bill?
Yeah, I just didn't want, it sounded like these metal containers, a lot of times, of oil, are more gallons than he would want on hand.
Right.
And that's why I said if he had the plastic containers in a metal thing, it would save him and be safe.
Yeah. That's the objective, safe.
all right, wanna
Make a motion?
Yeah, and read it to us.
I make a motion that we accept the application as presented with the following stipulations. That the hours are gonna be 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. There'll be no curbside sales. We'll be using, fire-rated containers for gas and oil disposal, and that you will be doing the sheet rock and insulation.
Signage. The outside sign.
Sign.
Oh, I'm sorry, the sign. You're just gonna replace the Pennies from Heaven sign
Yep.
with the same size, just
Correct.
the name.
Yep.
Thank you.
Put in what that sign, you said that sign
2
is.
foot by 2
what?
foot, something.
It's about 3 feet across and about 2 foot high.
Does that cover everything?
Yes. Well, actually, let me go back. Did you say fire-rated containers for oil and gas, not necessarily for rags? I mean, the rags, to me, are more hazardous than oil in a plastic bucket, plastic container.
I didn't add rags to it, but
Okay.
Well,
Add rags.
add rags.
add rags to it.
Want me to make the motion again? Or are we just gonna
No,
add the rags
no.
and we
Okay,
understand?
Right.
I'm good. You got that?
Russ will have it all. Right. Okay, so, go ahead.
I made the motion.
Oh, okay,
I need someone to second it.
I'll second it.
okay.
Passes.
All in favor?
Now, now you have to ask for the vote.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm new at this.
How many times have you been on this board?
Because we're on TV, I'm all nervous.
I know it's been quite a while, you know?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My head's someplace else. Okay, Marty Bender.
I'm in favor.
Okay, Guy LaRochelle.
In favor.
Barbara Corliss.
I am in favor.
Jay Woe. In favor. And then the other two don't,
Thank you.
I don't even,
Don't, no. He has a 4-0 vote. Okay, so the next step, obviously, is we'll now go to the planning board.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Good.
You.
Really?
Thank you for coming out.
No problem.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Thank you.
can I ask you a question?
You sure can.
Completely unrelated.
Yeah.
Do you work on the ambulance as well as the fire department?
I do.
I think I recognize you. I think you've been to my house for my husband.
Possibly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of houses we go to and I
No,
forget everyone's face.
This has been a
but-
while, so I'm
Oh,
assuming
yeah.
that you've been with us for a while.
What road are you on?
Tyler Road.
Okay.
So I think
Yep.
you've been there.
Yeah, no, EMT and fire certified here in town, so.
You might have even
Oh,
been there when I
excellent.
was having a meltdown. I was literally having a meltdown. Hopkinton came,
So they transport full-time for us,
transport.
that's who she works for.
but they were like 14 or 15 people just like milling around the steps in the driveway, all looking like ridiculous. I was totally freaked out, which I'm sure you completely appreciate. So I went bananas and threw everybody out.
That's good.
And I did. And then Lainey Blanchett drove up and she goes, what's going on, what's going on? And Ryan turned around and said, she just threw us all out, we have to leave. So Lainey said, you don't understand. But you do look extremely familiar.
Yeah, I know I've seen quite a few of these faces in here, especially traveling around with Emmett, so
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right. And thank God nobody was hurt the other day.
that was a hot one.
What happened the other day?
Building fire down the road here.
Didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Right across from the fire station.
Oh, man. In the woods?
Well, you can see the barn from the road briefly. You can barely see the barn from the road, but the
Down the road.
property goes down to the river.
Ooh, nobody got hurt.
No one was there.
Okay. I got a question for you. Do you work on steam generators?
I actually work down at the Bow Power Plant, coal-fired power plant, so kind of, yes.
This is household size.
Oh, no. No, I do not do those.
Okay, I gotta find somebody who can work on one of those. If you've got a recommendation, I'm all ears.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Are we all set to
Yes,
depart?
you're set.
You're
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Now, when he goes to the next, to the planning board, are they gonna ask him dimensions and everything that he gave you?
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
that,
So
when
I
you
was
said
gonna
bring a
say-
map, I brought you a map, and this time I will do some measuring, thank you.
You better
Yeah.
mention the sign too, I know how the planning board goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was there before.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Planning board is a little bit.
Exactly.
They're a
more
little bit
picky
more
than we are.
intense.
Yeah,
Follow
Yes.
up with you,
Yeah.
cross your Ts, dot your Is.
Yes.
okay.
You may want some specifics on your hazardous plan.
Yeah, no, I'll actually write something up, and, that I'll have a better presentation for that.
You could have
Things.
something labeled best practices.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go visit, Trace.
Now, when you land across the
All right, so
street-
before we go, let us deal with the
We actually,
minutes of the last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
we own the Kennison's old house.
I only see one teeny tiny,
Oh,
So
Tiny
that
change.
goes
Go ahead.
42
And that's
15 acres there.
in line 2,
Going Lori's old place.
Benjamin Faxon stated that the current facility
Byron's all-
could
Behind-
did.
Behind the Evans's, so it comes.
I think we
right
should
over
take out the
Ryan's
could.
there,
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to look
Yeah,
at it on the
it
map.
goes around. It
Because
goes
we,
around.
because of, well, we used to drive up before, when the Colbys used to own it.
Yeah,
Drive up and have a deer hunted
yeah,
up there.
yeah, you can still deer
Yeah,
hunt. We
well, I
don't-
just
we don't-
walked across the street now.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. There's speed cameras down there and
On the second page.
oh,
up the area, we
Mhm.
had a bear climbing a tree.
Oh, I know.
On line 2.
Well, thank you for coming out.
Yep.
Nice meeting you finally.
Nice to meet
You have a beautiful
Thank
lawn,
you.
by the way. We admire it when we go by.
It's like minor. If I typed it, I'd have done something,
Wow.
or worse.
Sorry about
Wow.
Oh, speaking
No, I'm
of
not
that,
gonna take one through the woods and knock on someone's door to
Did you want
introduce
to get-
myself, so
that.
don't take
I
this
have
being
not had a
rude.
chance to, no.
So,
Oh, no, good to meet you.
yeah.
Other than that,
Coming out,
I
thank
would,
you.
so when I see you this week for my book,
So are we gonna make a motion to approve them as amended?
yes.
yes,
Move that
I
with
move that we
formal
make,
process.
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as amended.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll find that in favor,
Thank you.
yes.
Anybody give a second?
I thought,
I think Marty just did, it just
no,
didn't.
I didn't, because I'm not supposed to second
Oh, that's right, I started to.
Okay, I'll second.
it. Okay.
Again. I'll second
And
again.
I said I was in favor of accepting it.
Oh, I see, okay,
Now I make a motion to adjourn.
here's the
Yes.
lawyer.
Okay.
Okay, folks, what an evening.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, are we off camera?
Not yet.
Shutting it down.